the matter is that we want the boycott, we want the sanctions, we want the isolation of South Africa. Not because it will not hurt us, but because it will hurt those who are in a position to influence government policy. We are suffering enough and we can't suffer worse. But apartheid is a complete protection for the whites and the white voters, and the sanctions would break through to us. They would play some havoc on us, admittedly. This we don't mind. But what is of importance is that the sanctions and the boycott would reach the people who have been protected so far by the lack of any action from outside. They have not been protected from action that we are capable of taking. It may be a good thing that so far we haven't taken all the action that we can take. But this is the importance of sanctions.
Mr. Tambo, what is the mood of the Africans in South Africa today?
The mood of the African people is one of resentment, indignation, of impatience. They have had enough of this kind of thing. And their mood is such that, in fact, over 5,000 of them have had to be put into jail.
Will the white South Africans then ultimately be destroyed or driven into the sea?
No, of course not. Of course not. Nobody wants to push them into the sea. They are not fish. There are people there. They live there. They have made their homes there. We have said so in numerous official statements. We can think of no reason why the white people or green people, if there were green people, cannot live happily together and talk to each other the way that you and I are talking now. It should be the land of everybody. It doesn't matter that they are white people. We don't even understand why they think they should be protected, or that they, as a nation, they want to survive. We don't understand what the threat to their survival is. Africans are not a threat to the survival of anybody.
Whatever happened to the non-violent protest movement in South Africa, Mr. Tambo?
It ran into difficulties because we reached a position in which the non-violence that we had adopted all along was proving inadequate to the armed force with which it was being handled. And we have had to be silent now about that non-violence. This means that we have entered on a new era, on a new phase of our struggle, in which we abandon non-violent methods where they are not suitable and use any others which we consider are likely to impress someone with the urgency of our demands.
Then is open civil war likely, do you think?
Well, when we talk of non-violence, what occurs to one's mind first is violence. Now, and we tend to think also of civil war or even guerrilla warfare, something like that which has been experienced in the past. I think the safest way of looking at the South African situation is that if it is not non-violence, then it is anything else that you can imagine. Anything, without limit.
In a world of confusing issues, here is one in which good and evil are clearly defined. The conscience of the world is not confused by the issue of racial oppression anywhere. The Cold War is not involved in South Africa. The United States and the Soviet Union are agreed that apartheid is an unmixed evil. Most of the people of the world are in one sense or another colored. Dark faces are in the majority at the United Nations, which is a reflection of the world as it is. Morals aside, neither the United States nor the Soviet Union wishes to alienate this majority. American Negroes, a part of this world majority, are listening to the words spoken by American diplomats, but they also are watching to see what the United States does about this issue. What the free African nations and others are asking is that the United States join a trade embargo against South Africa to induce peaceful change as preferred to violent change. Why a trade embargo? South Africa is a prosperous nation. At least the white South Africans are prosperous. The whole system of apartheid is built on cheap African labor. Also,